immortals, capable of mistakes. The journey's not here to be agonized upon.
Welcome back, mere mortal lights. We've got monthly goals today. We are approaching April. It is a couple of days before we actually get into those goals. Today is the 23rd of March, so we are a little bit early. I've got Kyrin here on my right-hand side.
Yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Video-wise, probably not very great. On the YouTube, you might be just getting the audio coming in, and then also even the audio might need to be redone at some point, or might even have a gap. Who knows? We'll fucking try and figure this out.
We'll see.
We definitely one. You got plenty of time to do a full 3
Correct.
hours of re-recording.
Plenty of time. I might get a call maybe or a message from my family maybe saying like, something's not working. I've double checked that the microphone at least is switched on, so the audio itself is coming through. Let's hope it's still recording over in the back end as well. Kyrin's just doing a double check on the actual laptop, but I think we can crack on.
Yeah, just keep going.
Let's go to it. So, look, I'll talk about my March goals. We are, as I said, 2/3 through this particular month, so there's still a few things that I want to sort of tick off, but some that I can probably talk to and say, you know what, I think I've capped this off, or I'm very much on track, so I can talk about them. The 6 goals I had in March. One is the 100-kilometer month of running. I've kind of already ticked this off. I haven't achieved it, but I'm, by calculation, I think I'm like 7 kilometers away from getting a 100-kilometer month, and we're still like 7-8 days left of the month. So that'll easily get down. Beautiful. The other 2 from the mind perspective, and again, I split my ones into body, mind, and soul. The 2, completing 3 book reviews this month. So I'm just about finished another book, and I've got, in essence, 4 book reviews to do. Can I get them out before I sort of move places? I don't know. That's the aim, but we'll see what happens.
How many?
I hope 4. From those two books, can I get 4 out?
No,
I've been finding that Monday, 5 in the morning works really well to do them. I've been finding them really well. So I go to the gym 3-ish, get back home at around 4:30, and then get stuck into a book review.
Okay.
I find I've got like an hour to do it around the time, so I think I'll be able to crank out one tomorrow, but I don't know when I'm going to fit the other one, so we'll wait and see. Completing the purchase of a new home, that has been almost completed. Should be able to completely tie the bow on that one come next Monday. That's if the vendors, solicitors decide to play ball, and there's lots to go in behind all that. So that goal's just been like ridiculously huge in terms of effort. The 3 items on the soul, starting to build some sort of small fun structure for me to test the conversations with V, especially the ones we do sort of on the weekends. For now to know, and I just can already see the effort in terms of moving and a few other things. There's just we haven't put the structure into doing them. So haven't been, I think have I done any in March? I think I did record one earlier in March, but that's been it. So there's been no structure that I really put into that particular goal. So I'll reference to it to see if I want to continue it, how I address it in April. And the other 2 is completing little accessory bookings and wedding effort. Absolutely. So all the little accessory stuff for the wedding's been completed. What remains now is the honeymoon, and you'll see that coming up in the next monthly goals. And the discomfort menu, which was phone usage after 7 p.m. Now, specifically what this one was now, unless critical, basically no more phone usage when it comes to social media apps. Again, that doesn't mean no usage of the phone. So my phone was still being used, but I did find myself using it much less because all I had available was messages, WhatsApp, email, and ChatGPT. Now, I did talk about this a little bit earlier with Kyrin. I ended up using ChatGPT more for a lot of like storytelling and fun physics and breaking down realities and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. But overall, I did notice my trend of usage of phone between 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the next morning was like completely decreased. So I really enjoyed that one, and I'm pretty sure I'll just continue that now. I won't change the settings of my phone. I enjoy having it set up in that way. So yeah, look, out of the goals, the 6 goals for March, most of them got tucked away. I think the one that fell to the wayside was the structuring the conversations with V, but there was just other stuff that popped up that sort of had to get my attention. But still, we've got a couple of days to complete the rest of them. So that's the March goals on my side.
Okay.
Kyrin.
Okay, nice. All right. So I've got my normal 8 here. I would say I've probably done half and hopefully we'll have done half by the end of this, because we are recording, as we said, about a week earlier than normal. Yeah, honestly, there's just been some things which actually even half is rough. Create rough calendar for travel plans and reach out to everyone. That one I certainly have done. The backing up of new wallets, no, I haven't done that. Record another editor session. It's been raining a lot. I've been having problems trying to get out to the park. The one day that I did, I ended up just catching up with a friend and not trying to push hard on that day, which was a smart decision. No self-debasing language. That one I can say I've ticked off. Everything else, not particularly. Has been a pretty busy month for me as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're right. Yes, this was going to go a little bit later. So by the time you're probably listening to this, some of that stuff's been sort of cleaned away and cleaned up, which will be good. Any particular call-outs for any supporters or anything like that for the month?
No, so I mean, even that's going to be coming out late. Like this audio will be released a week later than normal, so it'll be the end of the month. So just once again, big thank you to all the supporters out there who've supported over the last 3 months in particular. For one thing that we probably need to have a chat on is my brother's actually been using Replit. Do you know what Replit is? Yep. So it's kind of like a coding platform, helps you code or use an agent to help you code, something like this. It's pretty big, actually. I remember watching a podcast and the guy created it, and it's got like 100,000s, if not millions of users. Okay. And yeah, my brother was using it, and he's like, man, I can create a website like super easy within 30 minutes. Yeah, things like this. And I might get him to create us a new website, because ours is just, it's overkill. It's
an interesting concept. So 2 points on that is, what would be the difference between that and the website creators of today? Because they generally do the same, like say Wix and Squarespace and WordPress and all of that. Now, when you start up a new website, they don't actually get you to build it. They just go, give me some text. What do you need? What does it look like? Give me some comparison websites, and it just builds it for you.
Probably cost would be the big one.
Yeah, the biggest though with that is, and I have no idea from that particular like agentic way is, but usually is when the way that those are built then requires a haluva of customization and load that normally happens with the actual website itself. So when you build them like that, when there's a lot of redundancies in it. Like it might be like a pretty website, but it usually ends up being a really heavy website that doesn't end up being very useful, and Google hates that sort of shit with those sort of websites.
Like ours is that good at the moment.
But exactly. Like I don't know how
I've done zero
fast the Google side of things. In any case, that even matters for us. So we're just going to replay here the monthly goals. I'm going to start from the April 2025 goals for Juan here. So there's 8 that I want to call out. Again, body, mind, and soul. First one, body, 150 kilometer month. Was able to smash out 100 kilometers.
This is funny recreating. I don't remember you saying that. 150
there you go. 150 kilometer month is what's coming up. I think right now, this particular month, March, I'm on track for about 120. So I don't think it'll be too difficult to hit 150, but we'll see how that looks.
For the next one, yeah.
3 in the body. I want to complete my account and transactional movements. Just a lot of things happening financially, accounts, money flowing each way and whatnot. So just wanting to make sure that it's all set in motion, ready before I head off to Europe, so I don't have to worry about all of that movement. I want to line up 2 new Mere Mortals in Motions episodes in April as well. Mm-hmm. I want to plan the next month of posting schedules. So that's been really good to just set up the posting schedule.
Yeah, thanks for doing that, man. By the way, I honestly have been forgetting to do even just our episode ones. Fuck. Got to do that. Whoops.
Yeah, and the back half of 2025 as well for the Mere Mortal stuff. Again, I'll talk about it in a moment. The 4 in the soul, ensuring I find the right space in the new place with my daughter. Again, I want to just make workspace and then space for play area and hanging around with my daughter. Completing all the wedding and honeymoon prep. Basically have to, but April's kind of the month. I want to just finish it all off, ready to go. Again, there's a lot. I won't say much more than we've been able to keep it below 6 figures, but only just. A key set of relationship points this month to move more effort towards a few cute key things happening. Again, quality over quantity, so spending a lot more effort on those as opposed to just the more broader relationships. And I'm going to make space for a half-day retreat for me. What that looks like, and again, it's just to reminisce on the monthly goals, summary is what I'm kind of looking to do after we come back from the holiday. That might be like an extended training session on pad and paper, pad and pen to go and write some things. Maybe it'd be go to the beach. I don't know. But sort of like a half day, 3 or 4 hours retreat for myself to just find stillness to go and think, basically. So that's April 2025 goals.
Sounds good. Yeah, the problem with that is just, you're going to be so busy with a new place. That's the main problem. Like just unpacking boxes will probably take up half the month.
True.
So,
yep.
We'll see how one goes. For myself, April goals 2025. So take the plunge, ask the friendly ones out. That's what I've written here. So there's I've established some gym connections, especially, but the opportunity of like being super direct that I had the previous month when I should have been looking out for it, didn't have really. So I was like, okay, well, let's just do this in a casual way. Ask them out, see if they want to establish something more than just friends at the gym sort of deal. Go out of your way to be super social and tick off lists. So this is actually related to the travel prep, which is, as I mentioned, I want to be more outgoing. I'm going to meet a whole bunch of people. So this time I want to be in that really friendly, joking kind of mood and just being more social, being more, not spontaneous per se, but going out of my way to do new things for sure. So I've got a whole list of that. Reevaluate the backup system, travel precautions. There's a lot of wrenches getting thrown around in the world these days, and I'm talking about the crypto wrench attacks. And I definitely don't want that to happen to me. So want to not only back up my systems here in Australia, but also when I'm traveling, not get in positions where I can be in a wrench attack for the first place, and then very unlikely situation it has, I don't want to be able to help them. So fuck you can take my fingers, can't take my Bitcoin. Record and analyze good one-arm handstand at the park. I'm actually planning that for not this Sunday, the next one. So weather gods, please grant me some sunshine. That would be nice. Start defaulting to spontaneous. I just said not being spontaneous, but I'm going to be spontaneous as well. This is how spontaneous I am. And overly joking. So really just trying to, I guess like, what would you call this? Maximize opportunities for fun stuff happening. This is probably the way of putting that. Have the first month more or less booked in. You'll notice I actually haven't done any German stuff. I forgot to mention that. Didn't even start the German book. If I get a chance to even look at anything, that would be great.
That would be a bonus.
Language learning is just it's the bottom of the bottom. My priority.
Actually, I will say something interesting. I was watching a couple of episodes of a show that in the background, 2 different shows, they are talking some French and some Italian, and I'll say I caught about 60 or 70% of what they were saying in the background of those 2 different languages. Better the Italian, obviously, because it's closer to Spanish.
You caught it and understood it?
Yeah, correct. Right. As in, like, caught it, understood what was going on. As in, like, what they were saying, what the intent was being said. Definitely not all the words, but I was like, I kind of get what they're, like, intending and talking about. So that was very interesting.
Nice. Yeah. I read the Bilingual Brain book recently, did a book review on it, and what I kind of took away from that was it didn't really talk about degradation of languages, but my feeling of reading it was if you're putting a lot of work in, and it's going to stay in there. It's not just going to completely disappear. So sure, you might be rusty, but it's not
going to go away completely.
Yeah, unless maybe if you haven't thought about it for 20 years. But even I still am kind of active in my brain, thinking like, oh yeah, this is how I would say this in Portuguese, and things like that. So yeah, so none of that. But travel-wise, I'm going to have the first month more or less booked in terms of just general movements, certainly like plane tickets and probably mostly accommodation. But in terms of what I'm actually doing, that's going to be real up in the air. Meditate more, bring back steeliness in places you're starting to slip up. Just as I mentioned with the kind of crappy start of the month that I had, maybe with you as well, it's like need just like that little bit of fresh air, that breath, take a little bit of time to evaluate things, don't do stupid things. And then the last one, which was also from last month that I didn't do the pull request changes to the Morpheus GitHub. I still want to do that. I think there's a decent chance it'll happen in April. It's on my goals. So, it's been on my goals for a couple of months now, but I've got all the work. Like, I've done most of the work. It's like it's one of those really annoying things where you've done like a whole bunch of upfront work, but then it's the work that you need to then do to just showcase that to other people. It's like, yeah, I've done all this stuff. Like, it's useful, it's valuable, but I don't know how to do a fucking pull request. I've done them once in my life. I don't know. I could upload all this stuff and I could just do it in the wrong format, and it would just create a whole bunch of work for someone. It's like, gotta learn the niceties of the system.
Yeah, you also don't want to be a burden, but
exactly. So that's my April, which should be good because I won't have my end of March is very taken up with this family holiday. So that's I'm not really going to get much done for the rest of this.
For the rest of March, yeah.
But April will be a little bit cleaner.
Before then it gets messy again into the next couple of months. But that's okay. Okay.
So last thing, fitness-wise, I've been doing pretty good. Been getting some semi-consistent 5-second holds on the one arm, which is nice. Feels like I'm progressing after a bit of stagnation, plateauing for a bit. Good. And man, the plateaus are wide and long at the moment. I'm telling you, people, there's not. They take a long time, and what do you encounter in the plateaus? No, it's not a mountain that you can climb. It's a big crack in the ground which you'll fall through. You fuck it up. So I'm finding the crevasses at the moment without the
maneuvering carefully,
without the mountains to climb. So, but it is a lot of fun. I'm still enjoying it when just not all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you start like mastering a particular thing, and just the extra incremental gains become that much harder. It's easy to just like go backwards, without the right concerted effort.
Sure. Yeah. I have to have I notice it. It's noticeable if I don't do my warm-up routine adequately. It's pretty noticeable now. It's like, oh God, I don't want to be that person where it's like Nadal fucking, doing all that shit just to be able to serve the ball good, but to have a good session, I do need to prep not only the night beforehand, but also in the morning of adequately. So,
yeah, I think for me, I'm still very much in the like beginner phase in running.
Yeah, you're still doing the...
Yeah, which it just means like because I can get into a run without warming up, without anything. Like this morning's run, I just kind of went to a gym, stepped on a treadmill, put it straight into the speed I wanted to run and went. Like there was no warm up, no nothing.
That's not smart, people.
But this is the thing, because it's so relatively, I guess, in the scope of things, it's not as intense or a high level of risk, I guess I'd say, behind it. Like it's still very much a doable thing, and because the skill set and the quality is probably lower, it's like it's fine. So it's been good and been putting a lot more effort in that. In my general training, I try to keep up my normal gym training, my increasing volume of running, and increasing volume of Olympic lifting. Now, newsflash, that's too much. I was just too sore, so I actually pulled back the Olympic
lifting while running.
yeah, at the same time. So I pulled it back in terms of the volume, and that's been even better in the sense that I'm much more fresh, easier to do my runs. Doing less Olympic lifting gives me more time to do other things. So it's been really good. In amongst the chaos, I think the training has been a real consistent one for me in the last couple of months, which has been nice. Like, yeah, really, really nice. And again, now at the moment, there's no targets for PRing anything. There's no lift that I'm even closer to hit my PRs. I guess I would be more, my concerted effort is in like smooth, good quality movement, being able to like do the things I need to do. At the moment, it's all my normal training, gym and whatever, is just keeping it as is, keep it nice and fluid so that I can do more running and getting more preparedness in the running. I guess that's a specific. Then, of course, that'll start shifting as well.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to, whilst traveling, if I can get in 2 handstand sessions a week, that'd be amazing. And just that, no legs, no maybe some push-ups and pull-ups or something like that if I find a place. But I'm kind of looking forward to it's going to be a self-imposed break of, I'm not going to be doing 6 days a week like I am now with perfect, near perfect preparation.
Yeah.
what is this going to be the time for like all the work I've done over the last 6 months to shine through? I'm hoping like, just being completely fresh on a day, maybe doing a little bit of a warm up, but nothing too crazy. And then just seeing like, okay, what's in the tank, because you do a lot of work now and I'm not fresh. If I'm doing back-to-back sessions, of course I'm not going to be completely fresh, but that's kind of how you build up the tolerance to work really hard. And then when you are, maybe you're super fresh. I don't know. It's kind of like you hear about the people doing MMA where they'll have these intense blocks of like 8 weeks before a fight, and then
it's called compensatory effect.
Something like that. And so then they take 2 weeks off before the fight, where they barely do anything, and then they're
and this is the case for everything: powerlifting,
peak,
running,
like
whatever else. You basically peak, and then you take a couple of days off to let yourself reset. But your body's basically primed to go and do what you need to do, and it's just backing it off so you have enough of a healing effect so you're fresh for it.
Yeah, even though, funnily enough, it can feel, especially with handstands, you take a couple of days off and you're
it feels worse. Exactly.
Oh, this is so shit. There's no balance. My hands hurt. All this sort of stuff. So, yeah, it's funny. Funny how our bodies,
hard rolls,
and our minds,
mind plays tricks on us, folks. All right, me and Morners, we'll leave you there. That's been the monthly goals for April 2025. I hope you're well wherever you are in the world. Me and Mortalites, one out.
Kyrin out. Bye.
Good.